If I ask most people why they are struggling to buy a home right now, they would probably say interest rates are too high or home prices are too expensive. And while those things absolutely play a role, after helping buyers as a both realtor and loan officer, I've learned something surprising. A lot of buyers don't miss out because they cannot buy a home. They miss out because they misunderstand the process. They start too late, they focus on the wrong things, they get advice from people who do not really understand the market, or they simply just do not know what questions they should be asking. Unfortunately, many people do not realize their mistakes until they are already under contract, stressed out, or losing out on homes that they could have purchased. So in this video, I want to walk you through 5 of the biggest misunderstandings I see buyers make over and over again. These are mistakes that can cost you time, money, opportunities, and a lot of unnecessary frustration. And make sure you stay until the end because the last one might be the biggest difference between having a smooth home buying experience and having one that feels like a complete nightmare. If you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments which one surprised you the most. Let's dive in. Number 1, looking at homes before understanding your financing. This is probably the biggest mistake that I see. Many buyers start by scrolling Zillow, looking at homes online, attending open houses, and imagining themselves living in a property. Then, after they find a home they love, they decide it's time to talk to a lender. The problem is that this is backwards. The home buying process should start with understanding your finances first. I have had buyers fall in love with homes only to discover the payment was different than they had expected. Sometimes they qualify for less than they thought. Sometimes they qualify for more, and sometimes they discover there are loan programs available that make buying easier than they realized. And sometimes we identify things they can improve before purchasing that put them in a much stronger position. I always tell buyers that getting pre-approved isn't a commitment to buy a home, it's simply gathering information. You learn what your monthly payment might look like, you learn your down payment options, you learn about closing costs. You learn about FHA, conventional VA, down payment assistance programs, and other options that might fit your situation. The earlier you start that conversation, the more choices you have. The buyers who win are usually the buyers who are prepared. They're ready when the right home comes along instead of scrambling to get everything together after they find it. Number 2, thinking every real estate agent is the same. This one gets people into trouble all the time. A lot of buyers assume that because someone has a real estate license, they are equally qualified to help them make one of the biggest financial decisions of their lives. And that is simply not true. Some agents open doors, some agents fill out paperwork, and some agents genuinely protect their clients. There is a huge difference. Experience matters, negotiation skills matter, communication matters, knowledge of the local market matters, but one of the most important things is whether your agent is willing to tell you what you need to hear instead of what you want to hear. I've had situations where I've told buyers, I don't think this is the right house. Not because I want to kill a deal, because I wanted to protect them. Maybe the location wasn't ideal, maybe the HOA had serious issues, maybe there were insurance concerns, maybe I saw red flags they were not seeing because they had already fallen in love with the house. A good agent doesn't just help you buy a home, a good agent helps you avoid bad decisions. One of the biggest differences I notice between experienced agents and inexperienced agents is knowing when to slow buyers down. The wrong agent is focused on closing. The right agent is focused on helping you make a smart decision. Number 3, underestimating how much location matters. This one is huge. When buyers start shopping online, it is easy to focus on one thing. How much house can I get for my money? But real estate has always been about location, and it always will be. Personally, I would rather buy a slightly smaller home in a great location than a larger home in a location that does not fit your lifestyle. Because buyers often underestimate things like commute times, traffic, school districts, neighborhood feel, future resale value, noise levels, walkability, access to shopping and restaurants, insurance costs, overall quality of life. 2 homes may be priced similarly, but offer completely different living. 2 homes may be priced similarly, but offer completely different living experiences. One neighborhood may continue appreciating, another may struggle. One location may make your life easier every day, another may become a daily frustration. And here's the reality. You can change almost everything about a house. You can renovate a kitchen, replace flooring, paint walls, update bathrooms, add landscaping, but you cannot pick up the house and move it. Location is permanent. That's why experienced buyers often focus more on the neighborhood than the countertops. Number 4, thinking the down payment is the only money that you will need. This catches a lot of first-time buyers off guard. People spend months saving for a down payment, but do not realize there are other expenses involved when buying a home. The down payment is only one piece of the puzzle. There are also closing costs, appraisal fees, inspection fees, title fees, escrow fees, prepaid taxes, prepaid homeowners insurance, and depending on the situation, there may be additional reserves required. Generally speaking, buyers should expect there to be additional costs beyond the down payment. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean all of that money has to come out of your pocket. Sometimes we negotiate seller concessions. Sometimes there are lender credits. Sometimes there are down payment assistance programs or grants available. But the important thing is to understand the total amount needed before you start shopping. Another misconception I hear all the time is that you need 20% down to buy a home. That simply is not true. There are conventional loans with 3% down, FHA loans with 3.5% down, VA loans for eligible veterans that can require no down payment. The biggest issue usually isn't the down payment itself, it's understanding the complete financial picture. That is why working with a knowledgeable lender early is so important. A good lender should show you multiple options, compare payments, compare cash to close requirements, and help you understand exactly what your choices are. Number 5, choosing a loan based only on the interest rate. This might be the biggest misunderstanding of all. Many buyers think the only thing that matters is finding the lowest rate, but buying a home is about strategy, not just rate. I have seen buyers focus entirely on interest rate while completely ignoring things that may be more important to their overall goals. Maybe keeping more money in savings is important, maybe lowering monthly payments matters most, maybe minimizing cash to close is a priority, maybe avoiding mortgage insurance is important, maybe you're self-employed and you need a flexibility, maybe you're planning to refinance later. There isn't one perfect loan for everyone, and that's why experience matters. A good mortgage professional doesn't just quote numbers, they ask questions. What are your goals? How long do you plan to stay in the home? What is most important to you? What concerns do you have? From there, they help build a strategy that fits your situation. They explain the trade-offs. They show different loan options. They help you understand the pros and cons of each path. That is very different from someone simply reading numbers off of a screen. Buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you will ever make. You deserve guidance, education, and a strategy that makes sense for your specific goals. At the end of the day, buying a home isn't just about finding a property that you like online. It's about understanding financing, understanding location, understanding the costs, understanding the process, and surrounding yourself with the right professionals who can help guide you every step of the way. The buyers who have the smoothest experiences are not necessarily the ones with the highest income or the biggest down payment. They are usually the ones who prepared early, understood the process before they jumped in. And if you are thinking about buying a home, whether you are here in Colorado or you are looking for help anywhere else in the country, I would love to be a resource for you. If this video was helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who is thinking about buying a home. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget, you can click that link below and fill that out, and I'll reach out in the next 24 hours.